Here is a little story about something you could say is great, called the Old Wisdom and the New Truth. There was a time, really before time, when the people lived by, in, and under the old wisdom. By, because it was like a river that flowed through their lives from a question too high to ask, to an answer too deep to fathom. Under, because it was as a great tree whose branches reached as high and as far into cosmic wisdom as the human being could possibly comprehend, and whose roots plummeted the depths and foundations of all future, past and present knowledge. Also, it was like a great cave whose ceiling was far beyond the highest meditations, and whose foundations was also too deep to understand. On the ceiling were lights, like stars, which were also jewels of the cave, in which people's destiny was written, but they did not know it. And this was great. This was a wonderful experience, though it wasn't understood. But then, gradually, this old wisdom began to fall. It began to fall apart. It began to lose its foundations. Its branches broke the tree. This temple of existence seemed to be disappearing, and the people were lost. At first, they only had this vivid memory of what they had experienced. And gradually they realized they were even losing the memory of what had existed. But some kept it alive and said to the people, "We must find again this old wisdom." But they also said it will not be the old wisdom when we find it. It will be a new truth. So they searched everywhere. They searched in the ground. They dug up minerals and rocks to find the old wisdom, to see if it was still there, see if it was buried. And they fished in the sea and the rivers to see if they could find it there. They couldn't find it there. And they invented the wheel to travel all over the known earth to see if it was somewhere where they still could not find it. And they made things that they could travel into the air. They could fly around the earth in search in every possible space, but still they could not find it. Eventually they said, it must be in the stars. It must have withdrawn from us beyond the earth. So they made rockets and vehicles and space vehicles to try and search for it. But as they went out into space, space withdrew. The stars went further and further and further away. And the wisdom seemed to retreat from their searching, until finally they decided to give up and said, all we've got is ourselves, our own beings, and our own darkness. So they resigned to the cave of their own darkness. And when they went into this and their inner selves, they realized that a light was generated within their being, out of them, and it was the new truth.